So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roma Theory. Today we're going to discuss 6 strikers which Roma should consider signing this summer. Seeing the fact that our 2 strikers, Tammy Abraham and Andrea Belotti, are not performing this season. And we'll also kind of delve into why Abraham and Belotti are not having it this season. Why they just aren't scoring the goals. And to be fair, why at the end of the day, they're not even bagging the contributions. Tammy bags an assist once in a while, but he's the striker. He's the main striker of this team, and he's lacking the goals. Same with Belotti. So we'll definitely discuss this. But obviously, I'm going to also specify, I'm also in the initial part of this stream, I'm also going to focus on my last words on the derby. I want to get over with it. We lost 2 derbies this season. The match reaction was yesterday. It was a match reaction immediately after the stadium, so I was pretty irritated. But yet, on the other hand, it's a derby. We lost a derby. We lost 2 derbies, 2 consecutive derbies against our biggest rivals. So you have to be disappointed after after these kind of performances. Now I've read a lot of comments. Asking for opinions, how we played like this, how we'll react to this. The only thing which I'll say regarding the derby is something which, if I didn't make clear in yesterday's match reaction, I'm going to make it clear today. This is a point where we have to restart from. We have to restart from here because we're able to do it, because we're Roma. And it's not like we're able to do it. We've got the duty to do it. We have the grit. We have the means. We have the ability to restart after bad performance, after a lost derby. We have to restart again from that disallowed goal. We have to restart again from Cristante's celebration to yesterday's disallowed goal. We have to restart again from their teasing, their mockings, their provocations, their social media hate. We have to restore from all of that because at the end of the day, congratulations to Lazio, but that's the only thing that they're able to do. They're only able to win 2 games against us and feel like they won everything, that they won the Champions League. And this is the difference between us and the difference between them. We will restart all over again after the international break, stronger than before. Do never forget that we are Roma and that we should be proud to support this team. Because not always, but I link back to an example. This one derby is going to be their only memory in the next 10 years. We won a derby last season with Mourinho on the bench 3-0. We absolutely obliterated them under every single meme. But why is it that our 3-0 performance last season was only spoken about for 1 month? Because our mentality is different. We win a derby, that's it. They win a derby and they speak about it 10 years after. So let it be, let it sink, it's done. We've lost 2 derbies, let's move on. 6 strikers that Roma should consider buying this summer as a replacement of Tammy Abraham or Belotti. Now, you know me. I'm Tammy Abraham's biggest fan. I love Tammy. Tammy was a big part of Roma winning a trophy last season, and I'll forever love the guy. But at the end of the day, we have to focus on the best of the team. We have to move on, and we have to focus on improving the team. And unfortunately, as Tammy Abraham's biggest admirer, I have to admit that Tammy Abraham this season has been poor. He has scored 6 goals out of every single Serie A game, and that's not good enough. He is the main striker. He is coming from a great season last season, and I'm not sure if it's Dybala coming in the team that made him less attractive, if you can call it like that. I'm not sure if it's actually adding Belotti to the team, which made his competition higher. I'm not sure if it's because the way we play this season doesn't favor him. But all I know is that he's not playing well. The statistics show it. And even his vice isn't playing well. So, right now, we're in a position where our strikers don't affect absolutely anything. They don't hurt, they don't score. I respect Belotti because he fought yesterday, and I respect the fact that Romagnoli is 3 times bigger than Belotti, but Belotti didn't win one single aerial duel yesterday against Romagnoli. How are you planning to win a derby if your striker doesn't win one single aerial duel against the centre backs of the rivals of your opponents? And part of that is due to the fact that it's definitely because of the way we play, but it is also because our strikers are living a bad moment. I don't know how to explain the moment they're living in. But one thing is certain. This summer, one of the two will be sold, if not both of them. Don't forget, we will have to monetize this summer. As much as it is true that we sold Zaniolo in the January window, unfortunately, I think we will have to monetize more. And I'm reading Aston Villa are willing to offer £40 million to sign Tammy Abraham. As much as my heart says, no, don't accept that, my brain says, yes, the ownership has to accept that. Because with 40 million euros for one single player, you can maybe even buy a striker and a creative midfielder. If not, just focus in on one single player. But look, I'm not trying to discredit Tammy. We've got 3 months to go. Tammy could just, after this international break, don't get me wrong, he could be there and bag 7 goals per month in these next 3 months. I'm not saying Tammy can't do that. The problem is, we're into the season, we're like 6 months into the season, and Tammy Abraham has only scored 6 goals. So, we, as things stand, at time of speaking, have to buy a new striker in the summer. Regarding of both Tammy and Belotti potentially revolutionizing the season. But as things stand, we focus on the present, we will need a new striker in the summer. And let's get into it. I'm not going to waste any more time. The first striker, which I've put in my 6 striker Roma should focus on this summer list, is Sebastian Haller. He's the thumbnail guy. He's 28 years old, and he has 3 goals out of 10 Bundesliga games. Now you look at, what Haller has done. 3 goals out of 10 performances isn't amazing. But then you also acknowledge what Sebastian Haller went through. And he went through testicular cancer. He has lived this season with cancer. He has been diagnosed with testicular cancer a few months ago. He's won the battle. Fair play to him. Chemotherapy. These things have to be taken in consideration. Now, the fact that I'm saying that he only scored 3 goals because of cancer, let's call it, I am Sebastian Haller's biggest fan. I think as much as cancer has influenced this season, I don't think it's something which will influence him until the day he retires. And personally, you see his statistics with Ajax last season, and they were absolutely spectacular. So, he's definitely one of those candidates. I think he's physical, and a striker needs to be physical. As much as Belotti is physical, and Tammy is physical too, a striker needs to be physical, but also has to bag the goals. And I think Haller is the perfect mix of both. As much as the majority of these players is a good mix of both physique, great, powerful, and scoring goals. A striker has to be good with his feet. A striker has to be good at protecting the ball. And I see all of these under the names of Sebastian Haller. Moving on, my second player is a Serie A player, a Serie A striker. He's 25 years old. He has scored 9 goals out of 27 games this season. He is most Udinese. He's one of the reasons Udinese were fighting to get Conference League since a few months ago. His name is Beto. He's Portuguese. And I think the reason he's definitely one of my last picks in this. Because, why do I say this? He's definitely one of my last picks because we have a record in signing these players which are good in our league with weak teams, but then the second we buy them, they become bang average, score zero goal players. And we've gone through a lot of them. You look at, for example, what's his name? You look at, not Deulofeu, you look at Defrel. He probably asked you, who the hell is Defrel? Defrel is a player who in one season with Sassuolo scored, kind of had a one season wonder, one season special. We were like, right, let's buy him. Then he came at Roma and he was one of the biggest flops. There is a risk in signing Beto. And that's why if you sign Beto, you have to sign another striker. Because Beto does not give you guarantees. He's showing guarantees in a team like Udinese. Good, fine, congratulations to him. But don't forget that going from Udinese to Roma is a big step. Pressure-wise, it's a big step. Roma is a bigger environment. Roma is under the eyes of the press constantly. You get more criticisms if you play one bad game at Roma than Udinese. The reason why I'd put Haller over Beto is because Haller's got more experience when it comes to dealing with pressure. He's playing with a big club. He's played several Champions Leagues. So Beto's good, and right now he's bagging the goals, and we need someone who bags the goals. But he's definitely not my top pick in this. Third pick, again, this is probably my last. My third choice is probably my last pick of all. I've chosen Gerard Moreno from Villarreal. He's 30 years old. He's not the youngest, he's not the oldest. But I do think sometimes the striker has to be the most experienced position out of all. Because the striker needs to know how to bag the goals. And this kind of reference to bagging the goals, you're probably going, oh well, I mean, every single striker has to bag the goals. That's what a striker is there to do. And you're right, but not every striker bags the goals. Not every striker knows how to bag the goals. Because you see, I think when it comes to signing a striker, it's the most complicated position. Because being a club like Roma, strikers cost a lot of money. So, being a club like Roma, you either buy someone who's coming towards the end of his career, but you know that will bag the goals, or you will either have to buy someone who nobody knows about, you're going to gamble it, and hopefully he explodes. Because big names, big striker moves only happen in big clubs. There is no chance we will spend a lot of money on one single player this summer, let alone one single striker. So I personally think we are in a position where we either buy someone who we know knows how to bag the goals, or we either buy someone who nobody knows about, we gamble the pick, and maybe he explodes. Someone under the lines of Kvaratskhelia. Another example, Roberto Mancini, the Italian coach, gave a call up to someone called Retegui, who plays in Argentina, who's got an Italian, I think it's a citizenship. Yeah, he got called for this international break. If this Retegui guy shows that he is good, he's got a good feeling with goals, the competition is going to increase. So during this international break, I think a lot of Serie A clubs are going to point their eyes on how this Retegui guy plays in the Italian national team. Because if he was to score goals, trust me, he's going to get gambled and he's going to get bought by a Serie A club this summer. Because the striker is a position where you have to be careful. Because you either are a rich club and you buy Osimhen, but we can't, we're not in a position to do so, or you either have to or forced to buy someone who is experienced and knows how to back the goals, but then isn't guaranteed to play every single game because the age counts, or you buy someone who nobody knows about and you're lucky he explodes and he bags the goals. Kind of how Lautaro Martinez worked. Inter bought Lautaro Martinez from Argentina. Nobody knew who he was. My fourth pick is, Gerard Moreno I just put because he's someone who knows to bag the goals. He knows how to bag the goals. He's bagged the goals with the Spanish national team. He's bagged the goals of the World Cup. He's won the Europa League with Villarreal. He's someone who, again, I think is going to seek for a new experience. He's coming towards the end of his career. Maybe not the end, but he's not coming. He's not at his peak. But you get the point. That's the reason I chose him. I think in my pick of 6 players, I've chosen a lot of versatile different players, because I think the pick of a striker has to be careful. You have to judge it. We have to base a lot of judgments and arguments and reasons behind our striker pick. My fourth pick is En-Nesyri, Moroccan striker who plays for Seville. Seville are living not a great moment. They just, in fact, a few hours ago, they sacked Sampaoli, the Argentinian manager. They're a team who is not close to relegation, is not going to get relegated, but is not going to get Champions League, is not going to get Europa League, is not going to get Conference League next season. Big players are going to leave. Excluding the fact that Seville will win Europa League, which I highly doubt, then Seville are not going to play in European tournaments next season. Big players are going to leave. And again, I've said this yesterday, I still believe in top 4. Let's say we make top 4, we can attract someone like En-Nesyri. And he bags the goals on an international level, on a club level too. In fact, he scored against us during the COVID year in Europa League, when Seville, in fact, won the Europa League in 2020 during lockdown and all of that. When they won against Inter in the final, they beat us, and En-Nesyri scored against us. So he's got a good feeling when it comes to goals, sense of position. It is true that En-Nesyri in these last couple of years hasn't been the same. I fully agree on that. But I think part of these downgrades are due to the fact that he's been playing for the same club for a bit of time now. Maybe he's seeking for change and all of that. My fifth pick is my favorite pick. I highly doubt it's going to be the one who we buy, but I'm going to put it in because I don't think it's unreliable. I don't think it's unrealistic. I think it will take some financial effort to sign this guy, which I'm about to name. But I think if we were willing to pay this amount of money for this player, which I'm about to name, I think we're in for a deal, because he's a great striker. I'm speaking about Alexander Mitrovic from Fulham, a Serbian striker. He is the prototype striker we need. Physical, and bags the goals. And to be fair, bags quite a few goals. He has scored 11 goals in 21 Premier League games. And that's the Premier League. It's not the Serie A, it's not the Bundesliga, that's the Premier League. Scoring 11 goals out of 21 games, so 1 goal every 2 games, in the Premier League is big. Big stats. And he's the reason Fulham are doing really well this season. Him and Solomon, the Israeli guy, and Willian too. This trio is the reason why Fulham could potentially hope in a Europa League position next year, which would be historic. And I think to try to sign Mitrovic, you gotta hope Fulham don't get in European tournaments, because if Fulham do get in the Europa League, it's historic for the club. He's definitely one gonna stay and try to pull a miracle in Europa League next season. Looking at the Premier League table now, Fulham are 9th. So yeah, they're not going to get Europa League. But it's still a great season. Maybe he can make that jump in his career. If Jose stays, I can't see why Jose can't give him a call and convince him. Again, let's say we make top 4. Or even if we have a good Europa League campaign. It is going to attract players. So all of that is considered. He's 28 years old. I think it's the perfect age for a striker. He's definitely my best pick, but it's also the most exhausting pick, financial-wise, economic-wise, budget-wise. He's valued around 25 million. It's not much, don't get me wrong. But you got to consider FFP. You got to consider that we have to prioritize other positions too. The striker is not the only position we have to cover this summer. So I don't think it will happen, but I'm going to put it there because I think it's realistic. And I would love it. And then my last pick is another Borussia Dortmund player. My last player is another Borussia Dortmund player. I'm speaking about Daniel Malen. This is controversial because he's not been doing well at Borussia Dortmund. But that is kind of the reason why I picked him. He's not doing well at Borussia Dortmund. Get him out of the club. get him out of that bad vibe, put him in a new team, he could explode. And out of all of these 6 picks, I'd probably say if we have to gamble, I think Malen is the best pick. Because he's coming from bad performances and bad seasons is the reason why we gamble. Because you're probably going, well, why would we get a player who's been playing badly? But on the other hand, I'm kind of going, that's the reason why I picked him. Because he wants to leave. He's not been playing well. He's not been exceptionally loved by fans. Give him a new experience. Bring him to a new league. Bring him to a new league. Daniel Malen, last year, Daniel Malen, no, in fact, 2 years ago, he was considered top 40 generational talents by UEFA. And I think there's a reason behind that. I think he still can be the generational talent. But he has been completely deprived by that because he's not been playing well at Borussia Dortmund. Get him in a new league, get him a new experience, get him in a new club. Why can't he be your new Kvaratskhelia? And again, wishful thinking because everyone wants a Kvaratskhelia deal. But that's where we have to move. We have to try and get... And he's going to cost money. I'm not saying he's coming for free, but we have what Napoli are doing. Because I just think at the start of the season I'm speaking about, please don't misunderstand this. Because, please don't misunderstand this. Because what I'm about to say is going to get criticized. But please be careful and listen to what I'm saying. At the start of the season, nobody really thought Napoli had a better team than us. At the start of the season, we and Napoli were seen as similar sides because nobody knew about Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia. Well, we have to copy what Napoli did. Spent little amount of money on the summer transfer. I mean, we'll have to spend a bit, but not much because of FFP. Spend money, not exaggerated amounts, buy sneaky players. The scouting department has to improve. And after that, just play good football. I know it's hard because I'm not trying to hate on Mourinho, but those are Mourinho's tactics. Playing like this is Mourinho's tactics. I definitely think it's going to be hard to copy what Napoli did with these tactics, but get these kind of players, and I think we're in for a treat next season. So this is my list of 6 players, of 6 strikers that Roma should focus on this summer window if Tammy or Belotti or both would leave. So yeah. Right, I'm going to read a few comments and then I'm going to end the stream. In the meantime, if you haven't already, please make sure to smash the like button if you agree with my list. If you have some criticisms on my list, feel free to let me know in the chat. Don't forget to smash the like button. Everyone in the stream, take 2 seconds to smash the like button right now. It would mean a lot. And also let me know in the chat one striker that you think Roma should sign to replace Tammy or Belotti potentially this summer. Simon, I have said it before, and I'll say it again. We need to choose between Europa or top 4. This squad bang average for 2 top competitions. I agree with you, but my heart says focus on both. We don't have the squad depth, but we're in a position now where we have to focus on both. Jose rely on a counter, but if press a bit higher with more intensity will bring great changes. So yeah, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it here. If you haven't already, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments of this video one striker that you would want to replace Tammy or Belotti this summer. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow with, let's give a continuation to this series. I'm probably going to do a similar style of live stream for every single position that we need to cover this summer. So yeah, I'll catch you soon. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, and click the bell notification button. And yeah, I'm also planning to go live for the live watch along on Thursday for Italy against England. So let me know what you think about that. And I'll catch you soon. Simon, out.